Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, my dude. Pollen season here in South Florida. I feel like it's everywhere right now. So my runs are a little bit more annoying than normal because I'm just like, bro, like, am I getting sick? Like, we were just talking about this offline, but I've been dealing with that shit for like the last like 3 weeks. But nothing, bro. Life is good. Work is good. Wedding season's about to start for Gina and I. So a lot of traveling coming up. So looking forward and also dreading all that at the same time. And pretty cool. I don't think I told you yet. I'm going to my first ever tennis tournament this Friday for the Miami Open. So yeah, we got tickets to go see. I don't even know. Hopefully the big players are in it, but we're going to one of the men's semifinals games. So
nice. What's the occasion? Or did pickleball influence this at all?
No, dude. So we got a bunch of our friends who you met. You met Neil, right, from in Colombia, and obviously at the wedding. So some of those guys are visiting Miami. They're big. I mean, Neil was a fucking tennis superstar. I don't know if I ever told you this back in the day.
We were fucking together for like 4 days. And
yeah. Like in high school, he was like a superstar. So he was wanting to do that. And then Sam and I have spoken about for years of like at one point going to like every single Grand Slam together just to say we did it. So this felt like a cool, easy way to see if we actually even enjoy going to like bigger events like this. So yeah, man, I'm excited. Nice. I think we have good seats, but I think the Miami one specifically, they do their best, like make it like an entertaining like community little thing. Like, so it's like a lot of shit to do. There's a lot of vendors, like all the famous Miami bars have like a kiosk there that you can go and like buy drinks. I mean, I think the average drink is like $27 or some shit, but either way, it should be a really good time. So yeah, took the day off on Friday to kind of like just enjoy the day, and the weather's still nice. So yeah, man, looking forward to it. So definitely we'll talk about it next week, bro. But how's life been for you?
It's been good. So even though it is like pollen season, and I don't know if I sound nasally as fuck, but I'm super congested. However, the weather's phenomenal. Overnight, it seemingly like increased 20 degrees, which always screws my body up when it's that drastic. But I just, there's something special about the sun still being out when it's like 7 o'clock. And as you can see, or maybe not, like the sun's kind of beaming in my room, and recording the podcast when the sun's still up just hits different. So
yeah.
I'm happy with this time of year. I think wedding season's pretty much over for me if I think about all my friends and who's like left over, thankfully. So yeah,
hopefully this is the last year for me, bro. I honestly, financially, like I can't afford this. Like I can't.
No, I feel you on that. If I do have any thinking about my friends, most likely it'll be in LA, or California. No, I have one wedding in August that'll be local, thankfully.
That's dope.
That'll be dope. Can never complain about an easy kind of free festivity nearby. But yeah, besides that, not too much. I'm still trying to get this music out as soon as possible, definitely before summer.
Are you any closer from like a couple weeks ago when we spoke about it, or just like still like in your thought process?
Still in my thought process. I need to the problem is like I watch a lot of YouTube and I follow a lot of producers who upload beats literally every day. So I constantly hear new beats, and my ADHD, I'm just self-diagnosing myself, prevents me from just staying on track. I'm like, oh shit, like let me write something to this. And before you know it, I've written 15% of 20 songs. And sometimes it works out where I can just combine shit that happens to go together. But the song that I'm 60% complete with, I'm just stuck at the second verse. And I don't want to rush it because that one I feel really good about. So
it feels good thus far, like that, whatever 60% you have. I got it. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm forcing myself to stick to one thing and then worry about the next afterwards.
Are you still, I think you mentioned this when we were talking like more about like your process, is still like the hook chorus first and then everything else after?
Yeah. But did that work out in this case? So in this case, it was the same situation: hook first, then verse. But then, funny enough, I didn't like the hook after I did the verse.
But you like the verse,
yeah. But then I switched the hook up afterwards twice, and now I'm in love with the hook. So
nice.
Yeah, it should be a fun one.
Nice, man. I'm excited. So yeah, fingers crossed some point this summer, but no pressure.
Hoping before summer. So like,
Oh, dope.
End of April.
Dope. Are there any so local wedding, and I know we're just in Hawaii. Is there any other like big summer trip for you and the wife?
Not summer, but so we're planning our long overdue honeymoon.
Okay.
Or I should say. So that's in September. So Africa's a trip we've been like trying to plan.
Oh, nice.
For years. Finally booked a flight, so obviously have to book the festivities. I would say hotel and stuff generally is pretty easy for us, but the safari part is something we've never done. And the price range is insane. It could be $100 a night or like 30,000, which is like either you're sleeping in a goddamn tree or you're like in a mansion. And
yeah.
We're not trying to blow too much on unnecessary shit. So I'm trying to do research and make sure I'm not getting charged extra for bullshit. So trying to plan that soon, since I think a lot of the good stuff gets booked like a year in advance. But
yeah, I would assume so, because it's so popular. I feel like that's a safari if you can afford it at any level, right? Like once you're able to afford it, then there's obviously levels to, like you mentioned, but I feel like that's never going out of style, right? It's not like, the Amalfi Coast and people just discovered it like 3 years ago. Like this is like people have been talking about this for the past like 20, 25 years. So are you against a travel agent or?
It's funny you say that, because I was thinking about it before the pod, but through work, we have like a free quote unquote luxury concierge service.
Oh, dope.
Horrible experience. I hit him up like 2 weeks ago. This bitch responds like every 2 days. Will ask me questions I already answered. Will leave out stuff like on accident. And then the shit that they are helping out with, I'm like, I could have done this research. Like, you're not doing anything or being specific. And then the pricing they're quoting, I'm like, I see prices like half the cost on this random ass site. Like, what are you doing?
So it's not even a deal through your company. It's just
a service. The only reason why I even thought about it. Yeah, it's a service they offer, because a friend had recommended it because he used it for his honeymoon in Japan. But I think what he found value in was booking the hard to reserve restaurants, not necessarily like flights and shit. So maybe I'm just using them for the wrong thing. So I'm probably gonna use ChatGPT to tell her off tomorrow so I don't get fired, but also let her know that she needs to look for a different job.
All right, so I'm gonna send you offline. I'll send you someone. I only know this because she is like a friend of ours. She actually used to be married to someone you probably met at the wedding, but she is a travel agent full-time, I think full-time, but I know she just, whatever she was at, she planned herself, and she was just in some like Tanzania safari that was bro, stupid. Like me, I was like, maybe I need to go to Africa soon because this looked phenomenal. So I'll send it to you, just say you know me, and then hopefully that helps. If not, no harm, no foul.
No, appreciate that.
Yeah, cool. But let's get into it, bro. I feel like it's been like a week or so let's get into it. Catch up on a few things. Episode 205 is everywhere. Episode 206 about to start now. I mean, there's a couple places we can go as almost like a piggyback from last week's episode, but I guess the Playboy Carti one kind of makes sense. So his I Am Music album went #1. I don't think that's shocking. I guess what's confusing is, I guess the bundling of this. I guess if this album would have came out like a year ago or 2 years ago, it would have done almost close to like double the numbers as far as what counts, as far as like 500,000 sales, whatever. I think it ended up doing close to like 260,000, which was still a great release. But so yeah, what are your thoughts on like some of these artists? I think we spoke about this before. I know Billboard has like, because like artists like Nav will, like, if you buy a shirt from Off-White, then it counts as an album sale. So like, what are your thoughts when like artists are like, I guess not I don't want to hold it against Playboy Carti, but like that's a part of your like marketing gimmick, and gimmick sounds harsh, but like, your marketing plan to like make your numbers look a certain way when like merch or other purchases need to be involved.
I mean, I understand it, like the whole vanity of it. Unfortunately, I think academics is a good example of this, but it's like in this day and age, how much you sell is kind of your entire worth or uh value to the genre. And if you don't hit above, six figures in streams, then you're basically quote unquote a nobody. You fell off, you can't sell shit. So I feel like, I don't know if it's the artist is necessarily pushing it, because I feel like they're not. I mean, they obviously have a big ass team that is doing all this shit for them. So I feel like it's really ultimately the label just trying to ensure that they can
monetize everything.
Yeah, monetize everything, put on this show for the artist, and reputation that they're able to sell X amount, even if, it might be the same X amount of people streaming it over and over and buying shirts and doing all this extra shit. So I'm not mad at the game. I just wish it weren't that way, because now I don't even like really respect these numbers all that much.
Yeah.
Like if it's ridiculously low, it's one thing, but when an artist sells 70 and this one 100, this one 400, like it's starting to not mean much to me.
Yeah. Especially because I feel like, do you think that's also because like we're just essentially still from a time like we remember like when people were like buying CDs? So like when Lil Wayne, the Carters, sold 1 million copies physically in 1 week. You're like, okay, bro, this is like undeniable. This is like something here is happening that's like a movement. Whereas sometimes with these streams, it's like everyone's getting a platinum plaque, and I'm like, that song got a fucking platinum plaque, like.
Yeah, and I think part of it, like for instance, with Playboi Carti, I think we both listened to it out of just for curiosity's sake. But I highly doubt you and I would go drive to Best Buy and spend $20 to get this shit unless we were already a big fan. So to me, that's where it gets kind of muddy, because a lot of music I listen to accidentally, or it might be one song out of the 30 on the album, yet that's still driving, quote unquote sales. So it's weird to me. And I, as an artist myself, I know if I wanted to, like I could game the system and make it look like I have 500,000 streams, which is why I just don't really put too much, what's the word? I don't know, weight into the numbers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Do you blame at all like Billboard for kind of quote unquote changing the rules last minute and like making these like artists like go down a certain marketing route that ends up not being, fruitful or how they had it in mind?
I think so. But I feel like it probably still, I mean, if it works to their benefit, then I understand why they would implement these sorts of rules. I'm just trying to understand how much it could truly benefit them to go this route, and like
benefit the artist or benefit Billboard for changing it.
Benefit Billboard for changing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the benefits of Billboard besides like trying to make it as black and white as possible, and it's such like gray situation, right? Because like certain streams count, then they have like the TikTok charts that they don't count apparently. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like it just seems so complicated. And again, I know we're meant to like get with the times or whatever, but it just feels like it's too complicated for. Yeah, you and I running up G and X or whatever 1 million times, I don't think should count as if we bought 10 albums one day.
Right.
Like it's not the same thing.
Right. And it's crazy to me, especially because all those streams, and just using like a super basic example, like nowadays, I think it's a playlist economy, and people are just kind of going to whatever playlist they're told to play at this coffee shop or at this pool party, and they don't necessarily even know who the fuck half these people are that are playing, but they're still running up the streams.
Yeah, that counts. Right. Again, this could be a conversation we have for like we've been having for 4 years, and we probably will keep having for like the next 10. But I think it's just crazy how like I guess to be a part of the drastic shift, right? Like this is not like some shit that happened back in the 60s. This is like, bro, like I remember the Carter was like the last run of these albums that people actually wanted the physical copy for. But to go from 2008 to 2025, and it's just like, what counts? This counts. That doesn't count. But if I played on YouTube nonstop, that counts. Like, why the fuck does YouTube count? You know, like that's the weird shit.
Right. I mean, I know this is a super gray area, but I just thought of something. So like Drake's team admitted to paying like TikTokers and stuff to make Nokia challenges. Do you deem that as just like any other form of marketing, or would you consider that like along the lines of like merch manipulation or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it kind of just all falls in line, because maybe more marketing. Because like if you do like a TikTok thing, you're essentially just trying to get more eyes on your content, and then have people actually stream the songs. Because from what I know, I feel like Billboard did come out with a separate TikTok chart, right? So like,
yeah, it's
different. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's more like, I would count that more as marketing, but even that doesn't feel great. You know, like it doesn't, like, again, maybe I'm just like too old, but like, I just want like, bro, we're all listening to your shit because we genuinely think your shit's really good, right? That's why I love singles, right? I love like the music videos. I love the billboards in fucking Times Square. It's like, yeah, bro, like this makes sense. Like I'm curious, as opposed to you drop an album on 2 days of marketing or teasing snippets, and then it's inevitably going to do like crazy numbers, and it's just like, I don't know, it just feels weird.
Right. And as like an artist on a much smaller level, obviously, it always felt kind of slimy and cringy to try to enforce funny content on TikTok and do this and that. And in my head, I'm like, if I had 30 million followers or however many followers these guys have, I would love to just wake up Monday morning while I'm eating breakfast and fucking hit release and have like the music video come out after a couple like Instagram stories. And organically it would have to, if it's good enough, it would have to do its rounds. So it's weird to me that a lot of these major dudes have to resort to like the same kind of tactics that, you know, a mid-level artist might have to do to get eyeballs.
Yeah, for sure. Staying on the Playboi Carti aspect of it though, have you gone back to the album at all? And if so, like any second thoughts on like what we said last episode?
I haven't really gotten back to the album, to be honest. I did a couple times for good credit. I actually did like the Kendrick verse. I think, what was that? Is it Evil Jordan?
So what they have, Evil Jordan, Backdoor.
Yeah, Evil Jordan is dope. And like Wheezy. The reason why I like that one, and I know we're on the topic of like kind of marketing and stuff, was because I forget if I sent it to you, but IG/YouTuber named Lenar did like a funny video where it's like him dancing alongside like a bunch of cartoony characters to the song, and they're all doing different dance moves and stuff. And listening to it and watching it for some reason made the song that much more fun. I think it visualized what that song would be meant to how it would make you feel.
Sure.
And I was able to understand it better. So I think there is something to Carti's image and visuals that attract people more than just listening to the music. Because I know we had a tough time kind of understanding what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, for sure. I would say I heard it a couple more times, mainly because there was like a mix that I found, and a lot of the songs were on the mix. But I would say the Weeknd song definitely is a good one. I think that's like a really good song. I mean, maybe it's the Weeknd or maybe just the beat. Again, I think you appreciate the production quality a lot. I mean, again, I think we appreciate it right away, but I think after a few spins, you're like, all right, this is like really quality production. Dude, do you remember how the hook goes with the Future song?
What is it? Charge These Hoes a Fee or whatever?
Yeah, Charge These Hoes a Fee. That's a new song, right? That's on the album.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that I like that one as well. Which one is that one? Charge them. Oh, literally, Charge them hoes a fee.
Charge them hoes a fee.
Oh my God. Shame on me for thinking it'd be something creative. Like,
No, you're not gonna get that in these titles.
yeah. No, that one. Yeah, I thought that one was really good. That one felt like a March Madness old school Future thing, which is funny because I know we're gonna talk about Ye in a bit, and he called Future washed. But yeah, I think for the most part, all these songs, I'm not changing my review from 2 weeks ago, but I think it's like, yeah, you got everyone you do every other song with again to do another song with you, and they all kind of still sound the same, even though slightly different. So you can say it's nuanced, but like I feel like again to what you mentioned earlier, being in a playlist environment, like if you made a playlist of all their songs together, I think it would just sound like one long song. Like, yeah. And I don't know, man. I don't know if that's what you should be aspiring to be. Like if the majority of your songs are going to have features, and those features inevitably be the same 4 or 5 people, and these songs all just kind of sound the same. Like a lot of these songs sound like a lot of the same Metro Future songs that they had on their 2 fucking albums. Like, so yeah, it was just that part is a little bit, again, weird.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Playboi Carti is someone who I won't say isn't for me musically, because there's a lot of stuff from him I do like. I think I'm comfortable with knowing probably most of his stuff isn't for me, and I'm fine with that. I appreciate how, like, I know the music isn't that different from what like Future and a lot of people are doing, but I do appreciate the moments where he is doing crazy shit and it kind of sounds like hard rock, or like it's just so different from what I'm accustomed to hearing. Even if I don't like it, I'm happy that he's taking the time to, release a few songs here and there that sound like nothing I've heard of. And it's just impressive that he's able to do all this while doing like one interview every 10 years.
Yeah. And that interview, he's robbing poor Aiden Ross.
Yeah, robbing Aiden Ross.
So I would just say to that point though, like the appreciation for it being different. So we're going now into Q2 next week, 3 months into the year. Do you feel like 2025 has at least, if anything, given us like music that at least doesn't truly sound the same, and like artists are trying to do something different like finally? Or do you feel like it's still following the same pattern of like the past couple of years where we've been pretty disappointed?
Honestly, I think the same pattern. I mean, Kendrick and Drake back and forth definitely owned most of 2024. I know like Tyler and a couple others like Future had their moment, but this year I can't really recall any.
Well, I count GNX as this year because like that shit was like the end of 2024. And, like,
true.
I mean, it's still the #1 album in the country, I think, right now. So
yeah, Luther I think's #1 as well. I mean, yeah, if we count GNX, I would say absolutely that's far different than anything we've heard, especially from Kendrick. But beyond that, I don't think anyone's really breaking the mold that I can think of. Like, I know we had a couple moments here and there, like Central C, pretty good album, but like literally exactly what I would have expected from him. And then who else? Like, I mean, Doja, I guess that album was that?
Nah, that was more. I think it probably got the most like viral moments early this year, but I feel like that's still 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, the song, the Drake and Party Next Door felt different in the sense that like it was nice to hear Drake mix it up. But again, it's still Drake and Kendrick, and we put them in a different category. I was talking about more about like the other people.
No, I don't think the other people were really doing anything different, to be honest, or what I have expected that. Which is why I have like no idea what direction this genre is gonna head in, because we can't keep relying on the same 5 people, especially with all these fucking Ricos and shit. Like, we're gonna have nobody around.
Oh man, that's because I was honestly debating about that, because again, I feel like like the Playboi Carti thing wasn't for us, whatever, but at least it was different, and like it felt like everyone did stop to peep it, right? Because there was excitement about it. But then like, is there, I mean, should one crazy moment a month, like which we've kind of had, like should that be something we're satisfied with, or should we expect more? Like I wonder like if that's our fault.
I mean, technically we did have a crazy moment with Kanye, like Rage dropping bully, but people just kind of ignored that.
Yeah. True. Yeah, I don't know. I was wondering what your thoughts, if you feel like this year was kind of shaping up to be a little bit more rewarding for us as far as like consumers.
I'm not feeling too optimistic about.
Oh, Life is Beautiful was a beautiful moment.
Oh, Larry June. Yeah. That was good. But I feel like that was kind of like a moment for the existing Larry June fans, and then some of the newer ones like us who are willing to listen. But I don't think at the end of the year it's gonna have like the same impact, nearly obviously, as like a GNX or any of these other larger artists.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I'm just curious about your thoughts on that. But yeah, shout out to Playboi Carti, #1 album in the country. Shout out to him and his team for at least giving something a little bit different to talk about. Let's talk about Ye then. Ye dropped Bully after, what would it be, like 4 weeks maybe of just like losing his mind and us thinking he's crashing out on Twitter. Yep. Comments for everyone, called Kendrick Lamar boring, called Drake, what do you call Drake, like a dick rider but respects Drake's game or whatever, like he
some backhanded shit.
Yeah. Then he named all his 12 favorite rappers of all time. A few notable people weren't there. He called Future wash. Obviously, the Nazi stuff and the swastika stuff is still, insane. And then in the midst of this, drops an entire album, or I guess partial parts of an album on YouTube. So, yeah, we can start wherever you want. Do you want to start on the album itself, on the visuals of the album? Like, what do you want to talk about?
We can start on the album itself.
Cool. The album to me, Bully, I don't think this is the final version of it. Like, there's no way. I think in reading the comments too, I feel like this is probably the version that he couldn't get cleared for samples, because there's a lot of heavy sampling on these. Like, I think it's like 6-7 tracks. Right. I think it's like about 25 minutes of music, if that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, I thought it was fine. I think there's some that like are hard to listen because of the sampling. But I thought the music was fine. Personally, I thought and I think he mentioned he's gonna stop using AI so aggressively. I think I was more distracted by the visuals, like maybe there's some like metaphors in his son being in the ring with all these wrestlers or whatever, but it's so AI generated. Like, it's just weird. Yeah. Like
I think that's all it is, though. Like, he literally let AI kind of decide what the metaphor, overarching theme is that we have to like uncover.
And like, for me, that's like, bro, if that's what we're doing now, like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Well, that's the thing too, is I had a hard time. So I really liked the first song. Was it Preacher's Son or something? Like, that to me is quintessential Kanye and like exactly what I think most people would want from him. But everything else
almost some like Jesus King, like kind of production quality. Yeah.
But now it's hard to like take that shit seriously when he's crashing out, saying evil stuff, threatening kids, or not even threatening kids, but talking down on people's kids.
Oh, the Beyonce and Jay-Z thing?
Yeah. Like, I don't understand. To me, it just seems like someone who is like, okay, I'm in a simulation. Let me see how far I can push everything to the limit and say shit that I don't even necessarily believe, but know is going to piss people off. But then the music, he'll be like serious and talk about, wanting to be a changed man, or like
be a better father.
Like all this stuff that has nothing to do with the shit he's tweeting out or doing in public.
At all.
Yep. And then shitting on the people that are making his recent music good and fun.
Yeah, I think he had a couple bars for Ty Dolla $ign, right? Or like a couple comments.
Basically, like took credit for like making him better. Kind of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
like
what it was.
Unwashed him or some shit.
Yeah. Did he shit it on Tyler too, which was crazy?
Oh, I didn't catch that one. What?
He shit it on Tyler. He was like, "This is a great example of how you can become famous, but never have one catchy song or good music, and yet you have like certain amount of Grammys or some shit." Like, but then it sucks because I know, like, I think it's crazy for certain people who he's talking shit about, because either he was their mentor or like they looked up to him in a huge way.
Right.
So like to have that guy just completely shit on you, it is just like, bro, what's going on? Like, I'm sure I think Playboy Carti like obviously laughing it off, or not obviously, maybe to the public, but I'm sure even dude, he's like a 28-year-old kid. Like that has to feel weird where like you had this whole moment with this dude on stage like a year and a half ago at Rolling Loud. And like you're probably thinking this is gonna be like the alignment you need to take your career to the next level. Then he's like, why the fuck wasn't it on the album? You fucking like, you know, like all this shit.
Right. And I know people for the longest time, including myself, kind of gave Drake flack for wanting so desperately to be the number one guy, but it's beginning to seem like Kanye can't let anybody have the spotlight. Like one day he's trying to be their friend, and then the next it's like, oh, you ain't shit. I'm better than you. You only accomplished this much. And it just seems like he's desperate to, like, whoever's getting attention, he's the jealous one in the corner who wants it and is willing to do whatever to get it. But now people seemingly for the first time don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but dude, what's crazy is that, I mean, dude, like 5 weeks ago at the Grammys, like we were giving a fuck about him, right? And everything was fine. Like you were like, yo, good for him. He's previewing music, Vultures 3, Bully on the way. And then whatever happened just happened. And like, it's not even worth the exercise, I think, to like even try to figure out the why behind this and then just like let it be. Like, bro, this is what it is. But like, and say we were to let it be, are we actually able then to truly enjoy the music though? Is where I struggle. Because at least this was like a YouTube clip essentially that I could just play when I want and walk away, right? But like, if when an album that he drops at some point this year is available on DSPs, are we gonna just bump this shit? You know, and like,
I mean, we said that Vultures won. Remember, we had a pretty
bro, but it wasn't swastikas and you know everything else. Like that was just like a kind of like alluding. Yeah, I mean, maybe at the I'm sure I know what you're talking about. I know at the time it felt crazy, but bro, that was nothing compared to what the fuck he's doing right now.
Right. And that's why I think it proves that everyone has their bar for what, or their threshold for what crossing the line is. And
yeah.
At the time, it just seemed like he was trying to ruffle feathers and maybe had a person.
Oh, that was like the Jews run the industry, right? That's what it was. Yeah.
Right. And I think, I mean, if we're being brutally honest, like that's kind of just been a theory and kind of
a theory that everyone pretty much accepted but never spoke about. Like an unspoken thing of like, yeah, that's what it was. Right. And then like, if you do more research, you understand why that demographic, blah, blah, blah. But like the way he was saying it felt like, bro, like, are you allowed to say that in 2024? And then it became like, well, don't control what I can say. And then we're like, all right, well, that makes sense. Like, why are we controlling him? I think a lot of us were able to find like a rationale of like, it's not that bad. Kind of
right. Well, because it's like that statement, if you're saying Jews run the music industry, a lot of people would interpret that as a fact. I think someone even pulled up like the execs and like 80% of them were Jewish or whatever. So like objectively, if people see it as a fact, even though it has a kind of racist tone to it, they're going to let it slide. But the minute you start advocating for people who cause genocide and all of that, that's when it gets super weird, because now you're like calling for violence and just being straight up hateful. You're not really expressing just frustrations anymore. So now it's entered this weird space where like I genuinely don't know what would drive someone to this point, and I don't think we've really seen it before. So it just makes
we've never seen this before, and I don't think that's hyperbole. Like, dude, we've never seen this before, bro. Like, this is like, there's going against the grain, and that's like maybe the Carti route, and this is just, bro, you're on another planet, and like we're trying to understand like what's going on. Like this feels so different. So yeah, I just want
like
go ahead, sorry.
Just like an ultra contrarian, like you say 2 + 2 = 4, and then for the next fucking year 2 + 2 = 3. And like he's standing on it just to see people get riled up and like have his little cult follow everything he says.
Yeah, like a flat earther or something like that he has
Yeah.
like yeah. I don't know, man. I think at the core of it, yes, right? But like I don't know, man. There's just certain things that like it doesn't make sense why this is the topic that he's trying to push with like the Nazis, the Jewish, like that part just feels like, bro, it doesn't make sense, bro. Like, yeah, that one just doesn't feel right. Like whatever you think about like that demographic, if you have Jewish friends, you don't have Jewish friends, family, blah, blah, blah. Like it just seems very hard to convince me like why you think having Ye merch with a swastika thing on the front is a good idea. Like I'm like, that part is just insane to me.
Honestly, like I feel like that label is close as you can to being the most hated person. Like I would say pedo is probably number one.
Yeah.
Then Nazi technically like is enough for him to redeem himself in some crazy ass way. Like if he meets with like the head rabbi or some shit and turns into a Jew, like I guess people might fucking forgive him, but
apologize.
Yeah. So I feel like he's just testing the waters, like to see how far he can be hated without, because once you go pedo, you're not coming back from that shit. If you're admitting to being one. So I feel like he's taking it slightly down a notch and like, oh, I just hate everyone who can call shots and like get me murdered. So let me do that and see how the people react.
So do you think that's what it is though? Like it's whatever the next moment of him going crazy, quote unquote, but he'll never take it to the thing where like we truly cancel him. Cause like then he tries to see if like, can I turn this around again and become like dude, because like whatever the fuck he was doing 2 years ago, he then came back richer than ever. And it's like, how does that work, bro? Like
I don't know. I feel like it's just people like the clown show. And he knows how to manipulate us. Like he does this shit and then we'll put out good music. So who knows? Like the finished version of Bully people might argue is like his best album since fucking Graduation or something. And then people conveniently forget. As long as the lyrics aren't like, yeah, let's, go to Anne Frank's hood and burn it down again or some shit.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, dude, God bless him. Again, I hope all this stuff is a gimmick and he proves that he's like trying to make like a fucking the greatest documentary of all time and like show us how we're the idiots or something. But yeah, sometimes it's hard to follow. But yeah, I am curious. I do think when the DSP drops and it has like 6 bangers, I do think we're gonna be in a weird spot again where it's like, well, like what'd he really do? Like, like
yeah. Do you think it's because we're in a deficit or a drought?
I think it's more so, bro, you can't discredit what 20 years of his career has been, bro. And it's been the number one producer overall, the number one song creator, musically, he's undeniable. So we can say all these things that we're offended by and we should be, but bro, if he drops an album that really hits your phone, and you can save that shit, and it's like 13 tracks of like 45 minutes of like bangers. Bro, you may not fucking post it to your stories, but I think you're going to be fucking bumping that shit pretty loudly for weeks to come. And I think the numbers will show that.
Yeah.
And what's funny, I think GQ did like a mini review of Bully, and even they had to give it a good fucking review. They were like, we don't want to like this, but it's good.
I mean, it'd be like that with him.
Oh man. All right. So I want to end the episode with the Jack and Doja Cat song. So real quick, then let's go to again. There could be new Drake music or news. Every single week. So we try to give you tidbits of it, so we're not overwhelming and just being like another voice doing it. But I guess the biggest thing over the last 3 to 4 days, and we're recording this on March 26th, is that I guess there's a timestamp reference song. Is it the 5 a.m. in Toronto?
I want to say it's the 4 a.m. and this motherfucker has so many timestamps.
Is it 4 a.m. in Toronto or 5 a.m. in New York?
5 a.m. in Toronto, and then 4 p.m. in Calabasas is another track he released. But Draft Day is one of the popular leaks as well, which I believe was the one where he referenced the post beef stuff. Is that correct?
Post beef stuff? What post beef stuff?
Like with LeBron. No, sorry. Draft day was 2019.
Nah, draft day was forever.
That was Fighting Irish. Sorry,
yeah, Fighting Irish. Yeah. So I mean, so what did you hear the tracks? I guess, dude, I have comments more so on like the content I saw about the things that kind of like go with what you've always told me about. Like sometimes you need to get off Reddit because like it's so aggressive one way that you're like, bro, I don't even feel comfortable taking this information from you. Like, so, but what were your thoughts? Like, what was any of the conclusions you made on allegedly reference tracks being that were sent to him years ago that essentially were used in the final version of whatever song he put out? So what are your thoughts on that, if accurate or whatever?
Yeah, so I mean, I did listen to a couple of them, not in full. Honestly, like, I guess where I'm torn is, in theory, I could go into the booth today and pretend like I was the one who wrote it. I think it's unique in this instance because I believe a known writer who had worked with him was the one who leaked it. So if that's the case, if there's credibility to the timestamps being written, then that's where like my perception of Drake would completely shift. Similar to what we were talking about with Kanye, like there's a certain threshold. Once you pass it, then it's like, who the fuck are you? Why am I listening to you? Because those are the vulnerable songs that you can't just hand to any artist because it's too personal and specific. It's not like a club banger. So if someone's writing that, then you're just like literally an actor. I know people made fun of him for being an actor, but like, then that's what you are. Sure, the music might sound great, but then at the same time,
no pun intended.
Yeah, at the same time, what am I doing here? Like, what story are we meant to follow?
Yeah. So I guess a direct question though: do you believe that those reference tracks are like real?
I'm leaning towards yes, hesitantly, just because of who leaked it. If this was just floating around Twitter and like any random tweeter was releasing it, I would need to hear more. But I think if a credible person's doing that, a lot of relationships are on the line if it's just for clout. But I don't know. I guess I don't want to believe it is the thing. It's not even necessarily I don't believe it. It's not necessarily I don't want to believe it. So that's why I'm not confidently like 100%.
Got it.
It just seems so wild to me. Like, how do you make it this far if he's not fucking doing anything?
Yeah, I mean, bro, so personally, yeah, so maybe I'm in the same boat. I lean towards, I hesitantly say I don't believe it because it just seems like, I don't know. Again, to your point, like anyone could jump in the booth and kind of have like a bad quality version of a song we know and say it's the reference track. I think I lean on, and again, maybe this is his genius getting ahead of this stuff, but a couple things. One, these ghostwriting allegations have been around for what? Maybe 10 years, 12 years, right? So that part isn't new, and we've still enjoyed, digested everything for Drake for the last 12 years, right? So I'm like, whatever. My thing, going back to Kanye, ironically, bro, we've heard Kanye tell us that he loves when Drake writes his shit and wishes that Drake only wrote his shit. We've heard reference tracks and seen reference tracks of him on videos on the 100 gigs of like doing reference tracks for other artists that we fuck with, including Lil Wayne. It's like, my thing is like, bro, like maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, but like if the overall goal here is to discredit everything, yeah, then I'm just like, I'm not even close to that, bro. Like, yeah, like it's just not even a thought for me, bro. Like, dude, cool, mate. 7:15 in Charlotte, you didn't write. Oh no! like, bro, like, I don't know, bro. There's just too much quality content, man. And if he's the one that's also doing it for other artists we're in love with, and apparently that's okay, but he can't have inspiration from other people because whatever. Like, again, I know if it's like, if you're a GOAT, you're not allowed to have anyone, bro. clearly that's not the case, bro. Because we put Lil Wayne that fucking GOAT conversation for like 8 years straight, and he was having people write shit for him. So I don't know, man. Like, I hesitantly don't believe it, but like, and again, I think that's like to the whole part of like the Reddit and the YouTube of like, yeah, I get it. Because obviously my algorithm very much leans Drake heavy, and we've spoken about this offline and online, right? But when you go into YouTube and Reddit looking for these timestamps and these videos, bro, it is aggressive, right? So it is just like, also the way that's being like given to people who stumble upon that, like, it's like, bro, I can't even take you seriously. So yeah, I don't know. It was a very interesting like little research project I did this morning when I like, all right, let's go figure out what the fuck's going on. But if the overwhelming thing is to like, hey, this will discredit him for, because some of the titles were like, this proves Kendrick was right all along. His career is over. And it's like, bro, like, no, my guy, like, no.
I think is ultimately like, yes, you do have that population of Drake haters who just want any bit of evidence to prove he's a fraud. Personally, I just want closure to like everything, because this has been, like you said, a debate for 10 years. How much he's writing? Is it 80%? Is it 20? Like, what's going on? And this debate has been going on for far too long. If these are fake, cool. Hopefully someone comes out and addresses it. I don't know if I necessarily believe it, unless it was the leaker who was like, sorry.
Yeah, but dude, no one came out for like when the Mob Ties got leaked last year or other songs, or
but
like, it just went away, bro. Like,
well, I feel like the people who write that stuff make so much from writing that they don't want to ruin relationships by coming out and saying, yeah, I wrote that shit, or saying anything really. So I get why they wouldn't come out. And then it's weird if Drake comes out and he's like, no, like, I did this and this, because then you seem kind of defensive, and you're going to give everything attention, so you might have people faking shit. But yeah, ultimately I just hope whatever the truth is comes out, because before you know it, every single song that he fucking puts out, like Nokia's gonna have a goddamn reference at this rate. And I don't think people would give a shit necessarily, because I don't think anyone considers that a super lyrical song that, you know, fucking Kendrick would, you know, make in the booth or whatever. But at the same time, his credibility is just so on the line that I think the record just needs to be set straight, because they're even starting to do this shit with Kendrick now.
What do you mean?
Like, they did a reference track of swimming pools. That shit is a straight joke. Like, it doesn't even sound remotely good, which proves to me that like this person wasn't hired to make the damn song, because a reference track is supposed to sound decent enough to where you're like, I will fuck with this song and do it myself. But I'm not gonna just mumble on some shit at 6 a.m. and be like, yeah, you figure it out. Like, that's how it sounded. Like, you couldn't even hear any of the words. It wasn't coherent at all. So I think now it's scary times, AI, whatever. Like, you can just retroactively,
yeah,
be like, yeah, I did this shit 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's, I don't know, bro. So to your point though, of wanting to set the record straight, like, I personally don't think that's ever gonna happen. Like, because to your point, like, what does Drake have to win if he comes out and is like, well, those two, yes, that one, no, you know, then they're gonna just start popping out the woodwork, bro. I feel like if you're Drake, you just, like, I think he addressed it a little bit on the Rap Radar interview that we watched like in 2019, where he actually mentions those timestamp songs specifically, and is like, bro, those are all me. So I know that, but like, besides that, bro, like, I don't see the gain in him even like giving this any more click worthiness, because like, it's only going to be to his detriment, right? Because whatever he says, no one's going to believe. If he says he writes all of it, I mean, or it's going to be a lose-lose. If he says he writes all of it or whatever, no one's going to believe him. If he says he has ghostwriters, he'll be like, oh, see, we fucking told you. And that's why he could never be my GOAT, right? So I don't know, bro. I don't think he's ever going to set the record straight, bro. It has to be on some like deathbed shit in like 50 years where he's like, you know what, motherfuckers, back in 2020, I was psych, you know, like,
yeah.
But I don't think we're ever going to get closure on this, bro. I mean, again, and I don't even need. Again, as a Drake fan, like I don't even need closure, bro. Like, again, I've seen too much evidence. Like, I'm not like I'm the kind of guy where like I understand that there's enough there where there's smoke, there's a fire, but there's also been so much evidence the other way defending him that I'm just like, bro, I'm meant to discredit that, right? Like. Crazy as Kanye, but like everything musically he talks about has been accurate as fuck, bro. Like he called the Lucian shit, he called like the fucking Chancellor, like all these things that he knows for a fact. And that psychopath is like, this guy's the greatest writer I've ever had, and now he's a fucking fraud. Like, bro, like I don't know, man.
Yeah, for me, I don't put weight on it in terms of like whether or not I'm gonna listen to him or say I have more fun listening to him. To me, it just purely boils down to who's the greatest conversation. And I feel like my disqualifiers are pretty straightforward. Like if this person, again, everyone collaborates, but if Drake has a lot of collaborations and music outside of the hip hop space where it's normal to like not write anything and all this combined, then I feel like for me, it's impossible. Even if he's doing 70-80% of it, it just feels weird to say he's objectively the greatest, even if he's like the most listened to person in my Spotify or whatever. But beyond that, like I don't really give a fuck, because I never.
Okay, so you're talking about only as like the caveat for the GOAT conversation.
Yeah, like that's the only time I would care. But I don't even listen to the timestamp songs, nor do I like them. So I'm fine if he didn't write him. Only in the context of
GOAT.
GOAT, yeah.
Got it. That makes sense.
I wouldn't include him. But
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I'm not against that approach. But yeah, I just don't think we'll ever get the clarity. And it's almost like whatever your opinion is now, like you're gonna have to either stick with it or you're gonna drive yourself crazy. Because like I don't think we'll ever get anything that we're like, yo, here's a video of Drake hearing the reference track and then saying, all right, I'm gonna go in the studio and fucking record this now. Like until we see that, which I pray to God we don't, until we see that, I don't see this ever getting like the closure we need, which is fine. Again, bro, I think like if you're on either side of this, as far as like as a casual, like I think it is what it is. But let us know in the comments what you think. And before we get out of here into some heat of the week in a second, our boy Jack Harlow, we were talking about him last week on episode 205, so go check that out again. Dropped a song this past weekend called Just Us with Doja Cat. Then this guy can get any feature he wants, any beat he wants. This guy, again, his clout is always on a high. Whether you agree with it or not, it's just a fact. So what'd you think about the song?
The first time I heard it, I thought it was all right. The more I listened to it, I was like, this is actually a fun, dope track. It feels like it's the pocket that Jack Harlow should kind of stick to as far as his sound. And I just miss like fun, casual, not so serious hip hop. If you want to call it that, hip hop, whatever category you want to box it in. I think it's nice to have that change, and also like a collaboration between. I don't think we see too many collaborations between male and female artists, so I think that's dope too, especially within hip hop.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I love that Doja Cat has like in the last year and a half, like a song with 21 Savage and a song with Jack Harlow now. Like, because sometimes like she almost feels like, again, in that Kanye boat, like, what the fuck's wrong with you kind of a thing. So it's cool when like she just like kind of remains like a normal figure and like can like rap with other artists. So wait, did you find the song fun?
Fun in like an upbeat way. Like if I heard it out and about and it's blasting, like I would definitely be nodding my head and having a good time. I don't know if it's something that like I'm keen to replay, but if this is like a precursor to what, and not, the best of the best of what's to come, I think this is like a sound that I'm mostly satisfied with.
Got it. Yeah. So for me, it was a little bit of a letdown only because of the magnitude of what Doja Cat is, right? Like for what Doja Cat is, like almost like a Dua Lipa, like bro, this thing needs to be a smash, right? And I understand like why the 21 Savage song never had that opportunity, because 21 Savage isn't that kind of artist, right? Like she, if anything, that song gave her credibility of like, hey, I can jump on like a rapper's song and like it makes sense. Whereas this though, like clearly like Harlow needs this more than her, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like I feel like with that pressure, quote unquote, I don't know. I feel like they were both rapping their asses off, and I appreciate them. And like, yeah, maybe it wasn't too serious, but for me, I felt like the production was like too serious. Like them just trying to make like a hip hop beat that like they're rapping over, and I'm just like, bro, like no. At least for me, like maybe I had like these thoughts in my head. Like I was thinking about like when K Tronada and Amine like had way more like hip hop beats, and I'm like, bro, but I want like the house like vibes and like you know. And for this, I was like, man, this could be like a fun like almost R&B-ish beat that's like upbeat and like vibing, right? Because even the visuals is them like kind of casually like talking to each other and whatever, and like that. It wasn't fun like that. This wasn't like the song where like you see a girl at the bar and you pull up to her and like you're kind of you know, like it was kind of serious. Like,
well, when I say not serious, I mean like lyrically, there's not crazy depth to it.
No, like, for sure. Yeah.
I think you're hot. You think I'm hot. Let's fuck. Like the most basic. With the girl type shit you could get.
For sure. But I feel like the production quality was like if they heard this beat, they were like, oh yeah, I got to rap my ass off. And it's like, yeah, but I don't want you to. Like, you know, like
I see what you're saying. I think that is like where my disappointment was when I first heard it was, if I was the A&R, this wouldn't be the single I'm like where I feel like it's going to take off. And I think to your point, it's not something you can really dance to. But if you're at the hookah bar chilling, or you just want something upbeat enough to keep the night going and have in the background, it feels like that's this type of song, which is why I'm hoping this isn't the red button. Like, oh, this one's going to bring me back
the
top of the rap game. Because the hook, I don't even know, the hook's not even that memorable or easy to, or it gets you amped up.
No, that's what I'm saying. And again, I understand, like, and again, obviously you and we're both hookah aficionados, so I get that. But if you use a Doja Cat feature on a hookah song, like, I think you're wasting your marketing money, my boy. Like,
yeah, no, I feel you. But this is like Doja Cat, I feel like, we all know Jack Harlow, and I hate using this word, but I feel like it makes sense. It's like tossed into this fucking sex symbol category.
Yeah.
Doja Cat as well, even though she was kind of quirky, but I feel like this is her pocket, but maybe not quite as like baby makey.
Yeah, like no, yeah, I agree. I think like I agree. I think she had so much fun doing this. Like I believe that. But the song didn't create a fun enough moment, I think, for the listener. And I feel like when you have Doja Cat, who again Paint the Town Red, all these fucking bangers, bro. And like, yes, she raps, but like those are pop anthems. So I'm like, for you like to waste that or like not use it to like the full potential just feels like wrong. Like,
well, I think he had a crush on her, so he probably was fucking thinking about her with this beat, trying to win her heart over, as opposed to make us
give her critique,
fucking appreciate it.
Yeah. Because I feel like I feel like a real hip hop head would have been like, nah, sis, get back in the booth and like do something else, because this is not it. But again, I don't even think the beat was set up for a huge pop hit. Like this is just, again, this is a very hip hop song, you know, at its core. Which again, kudos to them, but I think there was an opportunity missed here. Yeah.
And again, I feel like and hopefully it's not going to go much further, but kind of tugging on that teeny bopper audience to bring them in. Cause we all know Doja Cat's fan base is massive, probably primarily women under the age of 20 or 24. So I think it's still a smart move, but I don't think he wants that to be where his fan base becomes restricted.
If he went too pop?
Yeah, like I think this like Phil is a comfortable zone for him musically, but I feel like deep down he wants hip hop shit that appeals more to like you and I or men or just hip hop heads, kind of like how he started out. And it was still fun and swaggy and had bars for the ladies, but I feel like the past couple bigger singles that he's been pushing, he in every video he's like trying to woo some chick, and that's cool. That works for you, but at a certain point, one of these bitches got to marry you, and then this shit has to change to a different topic. Because, like, I just don't want to see every video to be him trying to mac on a girl.
Yeah. I mean, but how old is Jack Harlow? Like 25? Or is that too young?
27.
Yeah, bro, he's still pretty young.
I'm not telling him to settle down. I'm just saying, like, even Drake had some fucking shit mixed in between his musical topics.
Yeah.
But maybe that's all he's going through right now, just acting and dating random models.
Yeah, 27, born in 1998. Yeah, he's a kid, bro. But yeah, still, I don't know. I feel like there was an opportunity here, an opportunity lost. But again, that's my put. This shit might go to number one, and what the fuck do we know? But I feel like, again, you get Doja Cat, you get Dua Lipa, you get a Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like if you get like names like that and you're like an up and coming, I mean, maybe not up and coming hip hop artist, but like someone where it's like a B-list rapper, and you have the chance to get like one of those names on you gotta, that song has to be a fucking banger, like undeniable, bro. Like first second, you're like oh my,
me.
Yeah,
or as you say, choking on me.
Choking on me, bro. Yeah, there was no choking on this song, bro. Like,
maybe we got a ghostwrite for him.
But yeah, shout out to Doja Cat, shout out to Jack Harlow. Let us know your thoughts on, what's it called, Loving on Us or Just Us?
Just Us. Yeah.
Cool. All right, my dude. Great episode as always. Episode 206 about to wrap up. But before we get out of here, let's do some heat of the week, my guy. What is some heat you want to share?
So this one was from an artist you're familiar with, Buddy. So Buddy, as well as Huey Briss, which is, I don't know what their affiliation is, but I know they collaborate a lot. And this song is called Hopped Out.
Nice.
I know you're a fan of bars that kind of touch the soul and are relatable. Very smooth track. I would say,
and he has that pocket down to like a science.
Yeah, pocket down to a science. And as you know, his sound is kind of usually unique to where I know whatever I'm getting isn't going to be some generic shit, which is why I appreciate it. And he has one bar in there. I don't know. He talks about having like 3 buttons down on his shirt because he's in Miami and it's too hot. And I always think about that bar because my girl hates it when I button my shit down if I'm in a hot environment. Like, button it up. I'm trying to show off the workout gains, but at the same time, it is legitimately hot as fuck.
Legitimately hot, yeah.
So that bar at the end of the song hit. Just a smooth track. Can't complain. I'm sure you'll like it.
Yeah, I'll peep that tomorrow in my workout for sure. Love that. So Hopped Out. Dude, why do I feel like I know that name Huey Briss from somewhere else though? Has he been around for a minute?
It seems so. I mean, he seems like he came out of nowhere because I didn't see him collaborating with Buddy till recently, but I feel like if he's collaborating with Buddy, he's been around.
He has his top songs. I mean, I don't really know.
Grace Park Legend, Gil Scott Never Lied,
the Paris Tapes. I mean, technically he's been around since 2018, but yeah, I'll check him out too because maybe I'm thinking about like the other Huey and like he's throwing me off a little bit. But either way, cool. I'm gonna peep that for sure. I love me some Buddy. But bro, shout out to you though, my man Blair, dude. Camera Shy. Bro, heavy rotation by your boy Chris Miles. So I definitely gotta heat more of that. Dude, I'm gonna go with. I mean, again, this is my my love for our boy Drizzy. Dude, I've been listening to Her Loss a lot recently. So I will tell you. So 2 things. It's wild how often Lucian Grange's name comes up on hip hop songs. Like, if you truly pay attention, like all of them, Drake, Ye, Travis, Future, they all name drop this motherfucker, bro. So that was, I guess, like with today's ears, listening to shit that came out 2-3 years ago, it's very interesting to be like you guys are all on this guy's dick until you're not.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah.
But dude, for me, it was already on the playlist. I'll add it again. No big deal. Pussy in Millions, bro. Love that song. Love that song. Great song. I love the beat change. I love Travis Scott on that song. I love the multiple Lucian Grain references on it as well. But man, again, Her Loss, I don't know if it's underrated, maybe properly rated, but great fucking body of work, man. Like, just like so much fun, unserious until it has to be. Like, I do think, I guess it's Fuck Me and Middle of the Ocean. Like, those songs probably have like deeper bars, but for the most part, man, this is just like two guys having a great fucking time and making good quality music. So yeah, if you haven't heard Her Loss in a while, I would highly recommend giving it another run, because I think maybe it's underrated. I don't know if people like truly give that the credit it deserves, but Pussy in Millions is a good example of like what's possible when like artists actually try to collaborate, as opposed to here's a verse or here's the beat, send me a verse back.
I don't think it's underrated. I feel like, especially during that time, like everyone gave it its flowers. Funny enough, recently, since I've been getting back into the gym after like a 2-week hiatus, I mean, I already had a bunch of Her Loss stuff in my playlist, but then I had the smart shuffle, which will add in stuff I haven't added, and it would add in Her Loss songs that I didn't add. And I just really appreciated the chemistry between Drake and 21 Savage. It didn't feel forced at all, and then the contrast between them two makes it fun and interesting. So yeah, that was an album I for sure was like, this is a really good example of how Drake should be making music, to bring something that's refreshing, even if the content isn't like groundbreaking. The sound and just whole atmosphere of it felt brand new. And maybe that's
fun.
21. Yeah, and fun. Yeah, it wasn't crazy serious or anything.
Yeah, because it was, I think, like right before Thanksgiving break. It's like people like were home. Like, I remember I was in Michigan visiting one of my boys, and like we just listened to that shit for like 2 days straight. And I was like, bro, this is so much fun, bro. Like, you know, like this is like a good time. So yeah, again, shout out to Her Loss. If you haven't heard it, obviously go repeat that again. But Pussy in Millions featuring Travis Scott, definitely up there as one of my favorite tracks. But excited to listen to Hop Out by Buddy, my guy. So let's get out of here. Great episode, my dude. Let the people know what we got going on and where they can find us.
Yes, sir. Catch us at audio-theory.com. New episode every week on all platforms. We also have the Heat of the Week playlist on Spotify and Apple Music. The links are on the website. If you're on YouTube or the website, well, if you're on YouTube, check down below for merch. You can also find it on the website, as I just mentioned. But in the meantime, please like, subscribe, comment, donate, share, do what you can to support the channel.
Yeah, let us know what you think about the new format as well on YouTube and IG and TikTok. But love you, my guy. Be safe.
Love you too.
Talk to you soon. Peace.
Peace.